Welcome to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show, where you get advice you can trust from the Capital Region's leading experts in real estate and all related fields. From the latest real estate trends to the best mortgage rates, from curb appeal to home warranty, this is the talk show that will help you save and make the most when it comes to buying or selling your most valuable asset. Now, here's your host, broker and founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, the property shop, John Bevilacqua.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Johnny G. Look frazzled, buddy.
I'm always frazzled.
What happened? Those guys, the Herzog guys called in. They made it the remote show.
It worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Yay.
It worked. I remember when I did that to you down in Florida. You're like, dude, Johnny B, don't ever do that again. We pulled it off, though.
Yeah.
I remember doing that show, and I was literally in a bathroom with the door closed, like doing the show.
You could tell.
Yeah, you could tell. Exactly. But we pulled it off. We made it happen. Got Matt Moore in the studio today. Moore
Hey, Matt,
Insurance
how you
Services.
doing?
Good. How you doing, John?
Of
Doing pretty
Clifton
good.
Park.
Good.
All right.
Yeah, we were actually just John a little bit, and this is kind of you called us into from the quote unquote green room,
Right.
but Matt had just asked me, what was going on with the market, right, Matt? What was your question? I think it's a good topic.
Well, you read in some places that the market's starting to possibly turn as into a buyer's market.
A buyer's market.
The seller's market that it's been in for a long time.
Yeah, and I kind of laughed at Matt and like, dude, we're not even close to a buyer's market.
Yeah.
But he's correct, and I told him, I said, listen, it's really all about perspective, because if you look at the national news, like inventory is up, markets like we were talking about Florida, they're going to start tanking a little bit. Like sellers aren't going to have the same
Power.
swagger and power that they've been used to over the past, probably 4 to 5 years. But here in the Capital Region, I mean, it's still a knife fight for listings. It's, as a buyer, it's a tough position to be in. You're in multiple offers. You're getting outbid.
We're a pretty stable market here with government jobs, a lot of teaching jobs, colleges.
We're fortunate, absolutely, because I don't think the rest of upstate New York has the economic prowess that I think Albany, the Capital Region, has, just because of the government, and there's some major employers and players here that that really kind of build us up, which is good, So, and Saratoga and the track helps.
Yeah, it does.
At least during the summer, But I don't know if this is the case, but I've had some track goers give me some feedback, and it's just not a lot of people to track this summer.
Yeah.
Is that have you been hearing too?
Yeah. I was out in Saratoga after the track last night, and it was much more quiet than expected. And the place we were at was where they were making comments about how light it was.
Yeah.
So.
I think the was the race that was here. I'm not.
Oh, I was thinking the same
the
thing.
Belmont?
The
Belmont,
yeah.
What do you think, Jay? I think the Belmont kind of.
I was, you guys were saying, we're just talking about this, and that thought went through my head too. The Belmont was a big deal here.
Huge deal.
Yeah.
And Saratoga, the track was packed, and nobody had ever seen it that busy before. And now it's kind of a letdown. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe.
But, we have the Whitney and the Travers and all that stuff.
Oh, there's some good events coming up. The track it'll come back.
Hey, we got to take a break.
We got to take a break already. All right, we're going to take a break. Me and Matt are going to get into it after the break on the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Talk Show.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
Hey, it's John Tesh. If you're thinking of selling your home, let me take the stress out of deciding which agent to hire. In the Capital Region, the agent I recommend is John Bevilacqua, founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty at the Property Shop. So for 2 decades, John has helped more than 2,500 families buy and sell the place they call home. That's a solid track record, one that's backed up by dozens of 5-star reviews. Hello. In fact, John is so confident in his marketing system to attract the right buyer for your home that he guarantees to sell it at a price and deadline you agreed to, or he's going to buy it himself for cash. And he provides that guarantee in writing. The agent I trust is John Bevilacqua, and he's the agent you should trust too. His name is his promise. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. So write this number down. It's 518-957-SOLD. That's easy. 518-957-7653. Or go to JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com. I love that one. JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com, and you'll get your home sold guaranteed.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
Buying or selling the place you call home can be stressful. When you have questions, you don't want to wait for answers. Well, for 20 years, Kim Salerno and her team at Salerno Law have built a solid reputation with buyers, sellers, and real estate agents as fast, respectful communicators. They know Salerno Law will protect their rights and respond quickly when a question arises. Trust Salerno Law. Call 518-309-3404 and check out their 5-star reviews at SalernoLawNY.com.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
Okay, guys, we are back. We went off on a little tangent here. So today's show. I mean, look, we got Matt Moore over here from Moore Insurance of Clifton Park, and really, we want to get back into where we left off, Matt, because we got into the process. I mean, first and foremost, let's kind of preface, like, insurance is like a huge piece to the puzzle in a real estate transaction. I mean, you can't close a deal without it. You should. I mean, if you have a bank mortgage involved, like you can't get a mortgage without it. I mean, I guess if you bought your house for cash, you could have no insurance, right?
It happens.
It happens. You can. I mean,
You'd be surprised.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Why would you want to do that?
I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm just saying.
Either, yeah.
But for all intents and purposes of the show and people that are buying and selling houses, like, insurance is, it's essential.
Yeah.
It's essential.
Sure.
So the last show, Matt and I were talking about the process. Like, if you're a new client with Matt, how does it work? How do you get from A to B, and how do you get to a closing and get into the mix with Matt to get the insurance done? And we kind of left off at the closing, right? We're talking about what was the term that we used?
Binding authority.
Binding authority. Yeah. That's where we kind of left off. So to finish on binding authority, right? So it's that you get to you're a couple weeks out from the closing, and the attorney's like, hey, you got to call the insurance guy. We got to get the binder, for the deal.
Yep.
Like, so finish on binding authority so we can kind of wrap that up.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you get appointed with an insurance company, so you
and one thing, this is a call-in show, guys. So if you got any questions for Matt, and you want to talk insurance, you want to talk real estate, 518-476-5900. Give us a call. We'd love to talk shop with you. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, no worries.
Yep.
So when you get appointed with a company, you have to sign up, and they do a little background check, and then they allow you to sell their products. They give you a binding authority. It gives you the right to basically issue a policy by either sending a binder, which is what the bank's going to require.
Okay.
I could add a vehicle on by sending an ID card without having to actually change the policy. So it's an authority they give you. It's up to a certain amount. But the bank's going to require a binder from us, which basically says an insurance policy is in place for the home that they're investing in, because they're doing the mortgage. That binder then gets sent over to the mortgage company and allows them to get the clear to close, which is the biggest thing. Everybody's goal at the end of the day is get the
C to C.
So
that's right.
So they need that binder in order to get that, and we obviously have to go through a whole quote process with them and get them to agree on the policy.
Right.
But that binder is going to state the mortgage company on it and give the limits of coverage, the name, the address, dates.
So if the binder kind of gets put on prior to close, is there double coverage? Does the current homeowner's insurance?
No. So there's no coverage.
And is there payment involved for the buyer at that point?
Most of the time, we like to do paid at closing.
Okay.
So buyer comes to the closing with one down payment, and part of that down payment is the insurance that the closing attorney will send over to us, or the bank attorney.
Okay.
will send over to us, and then we send it up. Makes it easy. We can change it. We don't issue the policies right away because we don't know when the closing is. As you know, Beth, the closing dates change all the time. So
it's like a pregnancy.
We don't want. We don't want. Well, we don't want insureds paying for policies that they don't need.
Right.
So that binder, to answer your question, no, and they don't. That binder is not providing coverage unless they have an insurable interest in the home. Which would be when they close on it.
Okay. All right, so that in a nutshell is how the binder works. And now that so we've got the binder's in place, we get to the closing table, deal closes. What happens next? Like,
absolutely.
It's not over from there, right?
It's just for us. It's just the beginning,
right?
You're gonna have a lot of things happen over the years where you're going to have to reach out to us, and I always start with, please call me, not the company. We'll take care of it. You'll get to talk to one person. And you have a lot of things happen. Mortgage servicers change. You want to change coverage, ask questions. Car changes if you're not doing the auto with us. Those are things you reach out directly to us. It's a benefit of an independent agent versus a, direct writer or a Geico where you call in and you just get someone different every single time.
So that brings up a good point, right? Because a lot of people close on their home and 6 months later they get a letter from, I think we talked about this on last year. I can't remember the name. Mr. Charlie was so these loan servicers are in-betweens from the actual lending institution, which, like, let's say, I don't know, like United Wholesale Mortgage is holding your note. They're going to hire a loan servicer to basically make sure that you're paying
insurance,
issuing insurance, tax escrow, all those elements of the loan. Now, 6 months, from closing, especially a new homeowner, like a first-time home buyer, like they don't really understand what a loan servicer is. They get a letter in the mail, and then
they think that letter gets sent to us as the agent.
Right.
When it changes, and the problem is it does not get sent to us.
Okay.
If the homeowner does not let us know that the servicer changed, we're going to bill the old servicer at renewal.
Yep.
To get paid out of escrow. The insurance policy won't get paid,
right?
Because it's being billed to the wrong person. So it's important that, and the customers don't know this. Unfortunately, think that we're getting all the. I mean, I've had a customer close on a home 4 months ago. Just happened last week. Closed on a home 4 months ago, and he assumed that the attorney was going to reach out to me and let me know, and I didn't know.
So he was the home seller.
He was he was the owner of the home.
Right.
It sold. And payment came up for his renewal, and hadn't made the payment. I called him and said, "Hey, you got to make your payment."
Yeah.
And he said, "I sold that home 4 years ago."
All right.
4 months ago. Sorry, 4 months ago.
Okay.
And that's because, again, a lot of times the homeowners think that all this stuff, everybody gets notified, and we don't. It's really
Shouldn't the homeowner's attorney have done that?
No.
No.
Unfortunately, they don't.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, they got enough on their plate.
I don't blame them either. That's really not their
I see.
responsibility.
Yeah.
I mean, they got enough legal stuff.
What about the closing company or the bank?
No, no one tells me anything. So it was.
Oh, wow.
He was apologetic. It shouldn't happen. That wasn't his fault. He didn't know. He was a first time home buyer. So
right.
Okay. Did he get another policy with you? After
no, he moved out of state.
He moved out of state. Okay.
So what we just backdated the cancellation. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But it happens.
Yeah.
But again, a lot of people, we reach out to us. We're available. Use us as a resource. I always say that.
So, do you guys? Is there? And I guess this is the question, because a lot of people our VIP homeowner service, we issue a home warranty with every buyer that comes through the process. We include that into the sale. It's part of the package. Is there and I want to ask your opinion on home warranties. What you think of them? Because a lot of people think that home warranties are the actual insurance. And
yeah,
no, you got to get insurance.
Very
too.
Different.
This is more coverage of the home itself if something breaks.
Some of the major
a car. Think of car warranty versus
warranty.
Your car insurance. So with the warranties, there's a 30-day grace period to make a claim, right? So if we close, we issue the warranty. They can't make a claim for 30 days. Is that the same case with insurance, or is insurance like?
Yep. Once we issue the policy or the binder, and they close on that day, if they have a claim that afternoon, there's coverage.
There's coverage.
So there's immediate coverage from once the policy.
You would think that makes sense. Yeah. And what's your thoughts on home warranty? I mean,
I don't know a whole lot about them. I think warranties are important on a lot of things, and I think they cover some of the majors in a household. And I don't know. You may know more about the warranties. Do they depreciate what they pay out over time? So if it's like a 15-year-old furnace, will they pay less, or will they not pay, or is it within a certain? There have to be certain ages.
It depends on what the root problem is with. Let's just say the furnace, for example. I mean, if it's repairable. I mean, we use America's Best Home Warranty, which I've used probably 3 or 4 home warranty companies over the years, but these guys have been the best because they allow you to hire your own contractor.
Oh, that's nice.
Which is huge. So you don't have to wait on, ABC contractor from the home warranty company to, come 3 weeks later to service the claim. So they allow you to use it. They pay directly to that contractor, and you can use whoever you want. But back to the question, it really depends on what the root problem is with, let's say, the furnace. If it's repairable, they'll repair it, and that they'll service that claim. or if it's beyond repair, they'll actually replace the furnace. And we're going to continue. We got to take a quick break, Matt. But I want to talk about this hard insurance market and where everything's going. But we're going to take a break. Matt Moore, More Insurance Companies, Clifton Park, right here on the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Real Estate Talk Show.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
Hi, I'm Matt Moore from Moore Insurance Services in Clifton Park. Let me take the stress out of quoting your home and auto insurance. We represent over 10 companies, which allows us to find the best coverage at the best prices. We've been helping families in the Capital District save money on their insurance for over 10 years. You can count on a quick turnaround as well as great communication every time. Give me a call at 518-280-1452 or go online to moreinsurancesvc.com and experience the difference. That's moreinsurancesvc.com.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Radio Show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
All right, guys, we're back. We're just jawing about home warranties, and you know what? Let's talk about it quick because Johnny G brought up a good point. He's like, what do these things cost? What do they cover?
Yeah.
I mean, look, the home warranties are great. I mean, really, we're giving you guys 12 months of coverage, which value of that's equivalent to, it depends. So we have two different types of plans. There's a seller plan. So if you list with us, we actually, the warranty goes into effect at the time of listing.
Okay.
So this is nice because during the listing period, let's say we get into the inspections and the freezer breaks or the refrigerator goes on the fritz and the home inspector catches it and it's not beyond repair,
right?
The home warranty in place will cover it.
Wow.
Right? So that's huge.
That is big. Yeah,
and at that
great.
point, no one's put money out of their pocket, right?
Yeah.
So even me fronting the home warranty, I'm not paying for it until it actually closes, and then that depending who's representing the buyer, if it's another company, then that buyer pays out directly, but if we're representing the buyer, then we'll cover the cost.
Right.
But at that point, they've got whatever's left on, let's say the listing period, let's say we listed it and sells in a couple days and, it takes 45 days to close. They still got, in essence, 10 months left on the home warranty.
That's great.
Of coverage, which is nice.
Yeah.
And then they can renew from there. I think it's like, they give you options. If you want to put on another 12, like let's say you go for 2 years, I think it's an extra $75. Like the upsell's like really cheap. And then you can do add-ons. Now they cover everything. They have title, insurance theft, because that's a thing now because people are stealing up people's houses through identity theft and title fraud. So they're covering that. They cover identity theft. They cover tablets, televisions, like all these. And the add-ons are not expensive. They're actually pretty reasonable. Like if you want to cover all your computers, it's like an extra like $15 annually or something like that. I don't know.
It just kind of hit me every time I see one of these ads on TV, and they're all over the place.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different companies, as you know.
The home warranties?
Yeah.
There is.
The home warranties, and it's like, okay, how much?
Yeah. Yeah, and they all sound the same. It's like America's Best, America's Home Warranty, HWA.
Yeah, they're very similar. But, I like the idea of calling your own guy.
Yep.
In to do whatever needs to be done.
Yes, that's America's Best. The one.
That's the one you like.
That's the one we like. And again, like I said, we've gone through like 4 or 5 of these companies, but they've been the best. And honestly, like, we don't get a lot of. They don't get claims. Like usually, like the first 12 months of the house, like everything's pretty.
Pretty good.
If there's been repairs that needed to be made at an inspection, like it's in good shape for the most part. So don't get a lot of claims. But anyway, we're not here to talk about home warranty. I want to talk a little insurance here because Matt and I keep talking. Like I called Matt last week. I'm like, man, my premiums just keep going up, and I don't know if you've experienced this. And we're not talking about home. We're talking about auto, like just insurance.
we have
general.
we have the old bundle thing. So,
you got the bundle. thing.
Yeah, it's
so talk to us more about this, Matt. Why do premiums keep going up?
So this, and it's happening to everybody. Especially in New York State, across the country too.
Yeah.
During COVID, New York State did not allow the insurance companies to take rate increases. Mm-hmm. They have to file with the state. When they want to increase a rate, they have to file with the state, and the state either comes back and says, yes, you can take that increase, or no, you can't take any increase, or yes, you can take an increase, but it's got to be this.
Right.
During COVID, they only allowed them to take what they call flex rate, which is a really small rate. Mm-hmm. But the companies had to pay, and they were doing it to protect the consumers, but the companies were paying on claims with inflated prices. If everybody remembers, during COVID, in the years following, the price of building material.
Oh, when you say inflated prices, you're talking about labor.
So their roof that used to cost them $10,000 to replace was costing the insurance companies $30,000.
Well, you're right about the building materials. I remember lumber, which went sky high.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're paying it
a reasonable. But I remember that.
Yep.
Sure.
So they went and said, "We need this."
Yeah.
And the state said no. And they said, "We need this," and the state said no. And then finally, last year, the state finally started to allow them to take the rate increases. So the insurance market is in a really rough place right now. We have companies leaving. We have companies going insolvent because of this.
What was the company you're telling me about that just went insolvent?
Adirondack Insurance.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so they're not insolvent yet, but they're sending out letters basically saying, please move your insurance, because if you have a claim, we may not be able to pay it.
Oof. Oh my God.
Yeah. So and that's a factor of them being really underpriced to begin with, but then not being able to get the rate increases they needed to correct those underpriced policies.
Right.
I didn't realize insurance was so heavily regulated with the. I mean, it sounds worse than freaking.
I mean, they gotta, if they want to make a policy change, the insurance company, they have to send into the state. It can take a year and a half to get things through. Mm-hmm. At some point, the past 6 months, the state stopped responding for rate increases again. So, and I've said to people, I think people were financially better during COVID because of all the help that we were getting than they are now. So this is actually the worst. It's a worse time for these rates to be going up.
Well, if you guys got a question about rates or want to talk about the insurance market and, relative to your house or real estate, give us a call, 518-476-5900. We're sitting with Matthew. Matt, I can't call him Matthew Moore. He says only his mother calls him Matthew. But
when I'm in trouble.
Yeah, when he's in trouble. Matt Moore from Moore Insurance Services of Clifton Park, and we're talking about really the drivers behind, what's kind of rattled the insurance market here on the show. But yeah, COVID, I think COVID just threw everybody for a loop, no matter what the industry was.
It really did.
Let me
ask you this. That's the benefit of using someone like me with an independent agency that has multiple companies. Because every company's different. Every company has a different box. Yep. So if you represent one company, they've got one box and that's it. But if you represent multiple companies.
And Matt, your job is to look around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you talk about your carriers on the phone, like who you work with? Or is that,
absolutely.
Yeah, talk to
I work from companies all the way from Travelers, Hartford. We have New York Central Mutual, Utica National, Progressive, Nationwide.
Wow.
Safeco, who is a Liberty Mutual company, Sterling Insurance. So we have small.
Nice long list.
Yep. So we have ones that just sell in New York State, and we have ones that are national.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Do the ones that are primarily New York State focused, they have a better advantage versus a Progressive?
I think so. I think they've got a better handle on their claims. They don't have to worry about fires in California and earthquakes and hurricanes, and they understand what they're going to get each year. They couldn't predict COVID, obviously, so they're hurting, but I think not as bad.
It's got to be tough to be an insurance carrier, like you say, in California with the wildfires and Florida with the hurricanes.
Well, let's talk about upstate New York's new tornado problem, right?
Yeah,
that is new.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. So that changes things a bit.
You got tornadoes touching down on the old Griffiths Air Force Base, moving B-52s off their their girders.
Unreal.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Matt. In your opinion, with regulation being really tight, I guess what would be the best way to have an even playing field? Where the carriers are making money, yet the homeowners or the insurees are getting good premiums.
We have less than a minute.
We got less than a minute.
Yeah, I'll make it quick. It's they don't work together right now, not in this market. So if they're going to have to get the rates. When I know in Florida, a lot of people down there are complaining about the rate increases, but these companies are businesses; they need to make money to survive.
Yeah.
So they're doing it because they have to. I mean, State Farm pulled out of the California for home insurance.
Wow.
They were
Really?
the largest insurer of homes in California, and they pulled out.
Boy.
Jake
That's
sold
them
his
saying,
house
sorry,
and
moved.
California, but they're not allowing them to get the rate they need.
Yeah.
So they say, we can't make money here, we're going to leave.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it's tough. It's a really tough market right now, but give me a call. We can certainly try to help you out.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Matt's going to tell us what homeowners can do to keep their premium costs down right after the break.
To schedule an appointment with John Bevilacqua to help you buy or sell your home, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. John will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show here on Magic 100.5 and AM 590.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. What's really the best rate? Which term makes sense? Hi, I'm Ben Forcucci at Freedom One Funding in Latham. We work with 10 different lenders who provide 100 different mortgage products. I'll listen to what your needs are, and then I'll do the work to find the right option for your particular situation. We have special expertise in helping first-time home buyers. So eliminate the stress and call me today at 542-LOAN. I'm Ben Forcucci from Freedom One Funding, and I'll do the shopping for you. Call 542-LOAN.
Buying or selling the place you call home can be stressful. When you have questions, you don't want to wait for answers. Well, for 20 years, Kim Salerno and her team at Salerno Law have built a solid reputation with buyers, sellers, and real estate agents as fast, respectful communicators. They know Salerno Law will protect their rights and respond quickly when a question arises. Trust Salerno Law. Call 518-309-3404 and check out their 5-star reviews at SalernoLawNY.com.
Hi, I'm Matt Moore from Moore Insurance Services in Clifton Park. Let me take the stress out of quoting your home and auto insurance. We represent over 10 companies, which allows us to find the best coverage at the best prices. We've been helping families in the Capital District save money on their insurance for over 10 years. You can count on a quick turnaround as well as great communication every time. Give me a call at 518-280-1452 or go online to moreinsurancesvc.com and experience the difference. That's moreinsurancesvc.com.
If you're buying or selling your home and would like to schedule an appointment with John, call 518-957-SOLD or go to johnnyhasthebuyers.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show and your host, John Bevilacqua.
We could probably do an entire show of like being off the air, while the mics go off. If you guys could hear like the conversations that go on behind the scenes here, but like we're talking about hurricanes in Florida and anyway,
insurance.
Yeah, well, listen, we don't have a lot of time left here, and Matt, like, what are some good tips that you can give homeowners relative to insurance? How to really kind of mitigate costs and rates, and is there any strategy?
Yeah, there is. There's some that you can drive safe.
Yep.
Try to limit claims.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're careful with your house.
Yep.
You can do defensive driving courses in New York State. Helps you get 10% off certain lines of the auto insurance.
Mm-hmm.
I got to do that.
Yep. Yeah. And it helps. It certainly helps more if you've got if your premium's more.
Yeah.
Reaching out to an independent agent like myself.
Yeah.
And seeing what's out there. Seeing what companies are available, what pricing is. There's still available, still cheaper pricing out there.
Okay.
For many people. So those are the ways to do it right now.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Well, quick pitch. If you guys are thinking about, it's crazy to even talk about this, but the fall market is creeping up soon. I mean, next couple of weeks, we're jumping into the fall market. But if you're thinking about selling, you're looking for a cash offer on your house, our cash offer program is an amazing opportunity for people to sell quick, no repairs, no open houses. Basically sell a house as is at market price and get multiple cash offers on your home, literally just a click of the button. So, and we're out of time pretty much for the most part here, but that was my quick spiel, my quick pitch. Matt, how can people get a hold of you so they can get the best insurance rates and premiums?
moreinsurancesvc.com. moreinsurancesvc.com. 280-1452 is the phone number. 280-1452.
Beautiful. All right, guys. Well, I think we covered a lot of ground, Matt. This was, kind of the extension of the last show with, process and working with Matt, and really kind of gave us some great info on, really what's going on with the insurance market. And I guess kind of looking to next week. We got Joe Malone coming on. Got an agent show. A lot of talking about real estate regulations. All these lawsuits we've been talking about over the past 6 months are starting to come, in full effect with regulations in the real estate market. We're going to hit that next week. Thanks everybody for being here. Matt, thanks for being here. Johnny G,
appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. And we are out of here, guys.
The Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show is presented by Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, the property shop. Join broker and founder John Bevilacqua every Saturday morning at 8:30 to hear about the latest real estate trends here in the Capital Region, where to find the best mortgage rates, home insurance, home warranties, and more. To speak to John about buying or selling your home, call now to schedule an appointment. 518-957-SOLD. That's 518-957-7653. Or go to JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com. That's JohnnyHasTheBuyers.com.